The Center for All Your Child's Healthcare Needs is where your doctor is. Open 7 days a week with extended hours and 3 locations. The Pediatric Center. Come grow with us.
This month, we're tackling a subject moms know all too well, sleep patterns. So, what does the pediatrician have to say about getting your baby to rest? Find out on Babies 101.
One common struggle amongst new moms is getting their baby to go to sleep. Dr. Lyle Stephenson with the Pediatric Center says don't expect the baby to sleep well for the first few months, but it also depends on diet.
In general, a formula-fed baby, usually in that 2 to 3 month range. A breastfed baby is probably going to take longer to sleep through the night. In the early stages, especially newborn to 2 months, usually the baby's going to wake up between every 2 to 4 hours to feed.
But when the baby isn't sleeping, it's still a worry for a new parent. Is there something wrong with the baby?
There's probably nothing wrong with their child in the sense that there's probably not a medical problem or anything like that that's causing the baby to not sleep like their friends' babies or like their other baby. Parents are concerned because parents are tired.
Usually when the baby cries, they want to be fed, held, or changed, and they will wake throughout the night.
In early infancy, it is important to feed the baby every 2 or 3 hours or every time they wake up. With premature infants, we actually recommend that you wake your baby because sometimes the premature infant won't wake up whenever they're supposed to, and then they'll get low on energy, low on calories, low on glucose especially.
When the baby is crying and you have fed them and changed them, Stephenson says there are tactics to get them back to sleep.
I encourage my parents to at least try and pat them on the back, pick them up, put them on their shoulder, essentially the tatam, and so that the baby can get a little bit of just comfort and then try to go back to sleep. Parents, as you're trying to kind of wean the middle of the night feeds, is to give them a little bit less. If they're normally taking a 6-ounce bottle, give them 2 ounces or give them 4 ounces.
Not only is there a concern for sleeping at night, there's also napping throughout the day.
They may be taking a nap essentially every couple of hours in between their feedings. There are babies that just don't like sleep, that they don't sleep, so those babies will be different. And there'll be some babies that just need to fall asleep 3 times a day. If your baby's the type that likes sleeping in the car. So if you get up and go somewhere in the morning, or if you're taking them to daycare, they may get an extra little cat nap on the way to and from daycare.
Dr. Stephenson says there are a few no-nos when trying to get the baby to wind down.
We do recommend for children at all ages to not have any screens. Essentially, we wouldn't sleep with flashing lights, but we forget that our TV screens and all that are essentially flashing lights.
I learned that it's okay to give a baby a bottle, but don't leave them with a bottle.
And what we especially discourage is putting them into their crib with a bottle, because we don't want the baby to be just gnawing on the bottle all night, because as they get older and they start getting teeth, the milk in their mouth, the milk from the bottle, can lead to early development of dental problems.
Will it hurt the baby's relationship with the mother if they are left to cry themselves to sleep?
Again, in the infant period, in the 0 to 2 month period, if your baby's crying, they're probably hungry, cold, have a problem, or have a dirty diaper. We should go get the baby. But as they get old, it's okay that we don't just run in there the second they start crying. And again, we can condition them to know that if they cry, mommy's going to come get them.
But be sure to not leave the baby for too long.
I do kind of tell parents to, have a limit. If it's been 5 minutes, go get them. Or if it's been 10 and 15, you just can't let them cry for 2 hours. Maybe the next week or the next night you try 10 minutes before you go get them.
We see cribs decorated with teddy bears and more. Stevenson says you don't need all of that.
My ideal for a child is to sleep in a hard sleep surface that doesn't have any toys, stuffed animals, pillows, and not too many blankets. The recommendation is that an infant, will sleep in their own sleep area in the parent's room from 0 to 6 months.
Keep in mind, helpers like the white noise machines, essential oils, and swings are fine temporarily, but not for the long run.
that's fine if you can do it every night. But if you go somewhere and you don't have your white noise machine, will your baby sleep? If there's going to be a situation where we can't have that, let's try and do it without. Let's try and have them as much as possible to where we can function even if we're not in our normal environment. Essentially, the best things for babies and for children as they get older is that we be consistent with their sleep schedule. Try and do the same things every night.
Now let's check in with Hannah and see how well Israel is sleeping.
He started sleeping through the night at about, I want to say, a month and a half, because he reached 13 pounds at that point. And according to our pediatrician, once a baby reaches 13 pounds, they have enough weight on them to where they can sleep through the night without waking up for feedings.
Dr. Stephenson mentioned keeping a constant routine. Hannah has hers down by using BBLB.
So bath, bottle, lotion, bed, actually. We give him a bath, it helps him, the warm bath helps him calm down. We lotion him up, we put him in a little sleeper, and then we give him a bottle. And he knows that, when the lights are out and he's taking that bottle, that's when it's time to wind down, try to go to sleep. And we've really done our best to establish a routine with him.
Well, there are some tricks that didn't work out so well.
At first, we tried to just lay him in his bassinet at night with his pacifier, and not do the bath and the bottle to try and get him into a bedtime routine. We just tried to lay him down and let him self-soothe and go to sleep, and that didn't work for us.
Hannah notices that Israel's naps affect the way that he sleeps at night.
He takes 2 or 3 naps a day, each they can vary from 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending. But the more that he sleeps during the day, the later his bedtime is at night.
And while mom is trying to sleep, Israel is just getting started.
Normally he's awake by like 6 a.m. and he's hungry, ready for another bottle. And then after that first bottle of the morning, he'll go back to sleep for about another 2 hours.
Hannah says a simple pat does the trick to make sure the baby is knocked out.
The best tips that I can give, things that work for us when he's really fussy, are butt pats. You just pat him kind of softly on the little booty, and his swing. He absolutely loves his swing. He will fall asleep in that thing so quickly.
Looks like Hannah and Israel are on track for success. Tune in next month where we're talking about tummy time. I'm Teresa Bowles with KPLC's Babies 101.